It looks like Verdansk is going back to the 1980s, and that Call of Duty 2021 may be a World War II game. What does this mean for the future of Warzone, and where do Battlefield fans fit into all of this? I'm joined by Aaron Sampson, and guys, if you are enjoying these weekly Call of Duty chats, leave a thumbs up and leave comments. We are always down there responding, and we can pick them out for our future videos. All right, let's get into Warzone in the 80s. Aaron, a trailer leaked, which, you know, at the time of filming can still be found on YouTube. People are bravely posting the unfinished trailer, and we're seeing some funny comments. They showed off a 80s version of Verdansk, complete with an unfinished stadium, some parts from Cold War, like the Duga array. But Aaron and I, we've talked about this before. It could be a positive thing. You know, tweaking an existing map can be a very good thing. We've talked about even a night variant of a map. But the question is, the really big question is, how are we going to go from modern day Verdansk all the way back to the 80s? Now I'm going to spin this over to Aaron, who's got some theories on this.
All right, so the leak that we just mentioned is the first one that seems very, very official. There have been leaks in the past about going into the mountains, using the Dirty Bomb maps. There have been audio leaks about the Plague mode, which we think is going to be an LTM that might transition the two. But that's a very good question. Like, how the hell are we going to get from the modern Verdansk map and go back in time? Now, I'm going to pitch a theory here. And again, we're just going on rumors and speculation until things actually happen. And we think things might happen mid this month. So I think we'll know the answer to this soon. But I'm kind of starting to think that the nuke event is maybe not going to happen the way that anybody thinks it's going to happen. It's been something that's been teased for a long time. It seems like we might, I'm pitching this theory, but we might have to take Captain Price's storyline at face value, that he stopped the nuclear weapons, because that's what we saw at the end of the Modern Warfare storyline. Nukes are stopped, like done. I don't think, you know, the nuke might not hit the map. There was recently a splash screen that showed the zombies and the dam. So that's significant because something that players have been finding is weird stuff at the dam as the seasons have progressed. For example, like one season, people thought they saw a glow under the dam. Then this season, for absolutely no reason, they added some docks to the dam. So here's my leading theory, which is that zombies have always been tied together with time travel. So there's going to be some catastrophic zombie event. It's probably going to be a limited time mode. And I'm just going to guess there's going to be a portal or something that's going to open up around the dam, because they keep focusing on the dam, and we're probably going to take that portal back to the 80s. The interesting thing about that, if we're doing zombies and time travel, is that that also answers like a very burning question that we've all had recently, which is, I think despite people being a little bit disappointed that it seems like, and this is again just a rumor, but it seems like the next Call of Duty game is going to be a World War II game. How do we get Verdansk and World War II together? Like, how does Warzone and World War II ever come together in any way, shape, or form? And this is it, like zombies and time travel. That's it. Because we're not going to get nuked back to the 80s. That's not how nuclear weapons work. You know, maybe we'll be like in plague mode. Maybe we'll be escaping the nukes and escape back into a time portal or something like that. But yeah, like it seems very much like we're getting an 80s map in Verdansk. So yeah, like in summary, I'm starting to really doubt the nuke is going to happen at all. We'll probably like have a zombie invasion and jump into a giant portal, maybe in the dam. And now we're off in time travel. Props to Activision, because if you're time traveling, now you can go to any Call of Duty game in Warzone.
I don't know. It could. I'm hoping it's not just being patched together as they go along, but if they know what they're doing and they really utilize the stories and the zombie universe, they can do some cool things and really bring Warzone and zombies together better than they are now.
So that's the aspiration. But what's going on in the map right now is, I don't know if it's from a technical limitation to the game, which is entirely possible, or just like a lack of somebody like running the show, which is kind of what it feels like. But the way that the zombie event is progressing right now is just glacial. But the current map is not showing a zombie outbreak, even though the percentage indicator did finally rise. And there's things like bombardments available now at the zombie machine, which seem to indicate you'll be able to clear areas of zombies. We're still waiting for the zombies, though. So there's a concern between aspiration of where we're going and the execution of what's happening.
So Aaron, speaking of zombies, I've been capping a lot of footage for the evolution videos we make. I'm currently working on an AK-47 evolution, and I have to go back and play the older zombies maps every so often. And I love those maps. Those were the first maps that I played. I started from World at War, the very first map. Compared to the newer zombies maps, the older zombies maps really just kick your ass. Like, you don't have a health bar like you do in Cold War. You have 2 hits, 4 if you have Juggernog. And the tricky map design of the older Treyarch style really leaves you like cornered a lot. I was getting cornered and killed and like ruining my gameplay because I kept dying. And I was like, how did I ever really do well at this? Granted, I'm going about it solo, but if you don't perk up and like pack a punch your gun right away, you really don't stand a chance. They made it so much harder to just survive, which is fair because that was the point of those games. But I just want you all to be thankful for the zombies you have today, because it was a lot harder back then.
All right, so that's the inspiration that we're looking for to come over from old World at War zombies into Warzone. We're just hoping for a glimmer of that. But there's this whole other topic that's happening right now, which is the World War II Vanguard Call of Duty game that now kind of seems like is going to happen this year. Again, announcements are coming soon, spring, so we don't know 100%. But Richie, what does that mean if Call of Duty goes back to World War II?
It means a lot. Like, there's potential for fans of World War II, but it's not what everyone wants. It's sort of a big blanket of fans that are, when they hear World War II, they're like, no, I'm out. They don't want to go backwards. They don't want to deal with older guns, older gameplay styles, World War II theme at all. Tons of people just say no to a World War II game. And I get it. I was sort of on that train. Aaron, you and I have discussed my history of Call of Duty. I stopped a little after Ghost. I didn't play Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, or Black Ops 3 because of all the gameplay style, the loot boxes. There was a lot that just had me out. But when I heard that the next game was going to be a boots on the ground game, I was like, cool, whatever it is, I'm in. It was World War II from 2017. I was like, great. Okay. I was confused, but I was like, all right, I'll pick it up. You know, I just got the job at GameSpot, actually, so we were starting to cover it, and I fell in love with it. Like, I gave it a chance, and I think it was the most refined World War II experience I've played. And I've gone back and played Call of Duty 1, 2, 3. World at War was cool. But World War II in 2017 was a personal favorite of mine.
We had a comment here from Darth Maul on that, and I'm hoping it's the actual Darth Maul who plays video games in real life. I think the problem is genre fatigue. And I don't know, like, I don't know if everybody remembers, but anybody in a certain age demographic remembers that there was 10 years where everything was World War II. Like the Saving Private Ryan era, every game was World War II, every game went back to World War II. And after like a decade of that, people were just sick of World War II. There was then like maybe, I don't know, like 7 or 8 years where everything was like going super future. And then everybody got super sick of that. And then, you know, Battlefield came back and said they were going back to the World Wars. And people got really excited. But that whole time it was like, no, don't you remember? You guys were all sick of World War II like 10 years ago. So, you know, I think everybody got that like little taste of World War II again, just like for old time's sake. And then they were like, oh yeah, we're totally sick of that. And we forgot about that. It feels like a mistake going back to World War II again. And you know, I think we're on the present again. I really think people just want to go back to Battlefield 3 style games.
Right. I agree. Like, as much as I loved World War II, I just spewed my guts out over it. I think, like, as a business move, it might not be the smartest thing. I mean, I'm going to play it because if that's true, I want to give it a shot. I loved World War II. And I really think more people should have given World War II another chance, especially, I mean, for the multiplayer, sure. But for the campaign, it was such a good story. There are always stories coming out of World War II. Like, sure, they take some creative liberties, but that story was so good. I just finished playing it, replaying it, and I was just amazed. It felt like, you know, you're playing Band of Brothers. But, you know, as we always say, Aaron, the bread and butter of a Call of Duty game, the legs is the multiplayer. If you don't have a good multiplayer, you don't have a big enough player base, then you're tanked. That's why it doesn't always work out every year. But I would say, give it a shot. I'm hopeful. But another window is opening up for Battlefield fans. This is where they can strike. If Battlefield 6 takes place in the rumored 2030 era, then, you know, we might get these more fans leaning towards that game this year and moving away from Call of Duty. It can mean a huge swing in the player base of all of this.
That's a really excellent point, Richie. And this is something we've talked about a lot on this show, which is there's two different audiences. There's the people who love the classic Call of Duty game, and there's the people who came into Call of Duty because it wasn't classic, and those are your Modern Warfare fans. And they're looking for the next, the next present or near future shooter. The rumors on Battlefield right now, and again, I want to make it really clear that we don't know yet. These announcements are yet to come. But the most recent leak was it'll be set in the 2030s. It features drones, robots, and multiplayer, which is Battlefield 3 on steroids. Now, we hear a lot of marketing jargon like this before games come out, and part of our job is to cut through that. So I don't want to make you believe any of this. If Battlefield is a near future title and doesn't go into wall running and the things that people really just kind of got sick of, if it's near future with near future tech, let's be honest, Battlefield has always had near future tech. I mean, hell, even the Battlefields that went back to World Wars had UAV pigeons. That's not a thing. I really think that if Call of Duty goes World War II and Battlefield goes near future, say goodbye to Modern Warfare fans for a couple of years. They're not going to come back until Call of Duty has another near future game. The other big thing up in the air would just be if Battlefield does a battle royale again, and if it's stuck behind a paywall like it was last time, which totally killed it. Because let's be honest, regardless of what Battlefield does, I think Warzone is still the best battle royale for that audience.
So Aaron and I love to discuss Call of Duty for better or worse. We have a small section here that's for better. We've got a lot of positive stuff that recently launched, including Sanatorium at Night. It comes to Outbreak, and I played it, and it's cool. I'm enjoying Outbreak so much. So if we can get a new environment or make more come to the nighttime, I would love that. I'm really enjoying it, and I still overall just love Outbreak. And next we've got more good news from the Modern Warfare store. Aaron, what's up with the separation here?
Yeah, it was really weird. We fired up Modern Warfare last week. One of people's big complaints was that they were being asked to buy a lot of Cold War stuff in the Modern Warfare store. And as of the last time I checked, they actually seem to have separated the stores. I was only seeing Modern Warfare stuff in there. So that's nice. You're not being asked to buy things from a game that you don't own. The other thing that they did was they stealth added 3 maps. Granted, they're smaller maps, but they added 3 maps to Modern Warfare.
Our last little bit of good news here is that Cold War is introducing blueprint mixing. So this is great. It's just like Modern Warfare, where you can take any blueprint you have of a specific gun and mix and match parts of it to make a Frankenstein ugly looking gun or a really sleek looking gun. You can just have fun with it. That's that sort of customization that Aaron and I loved from Modern Warfare 2019. And I'm surprised it wasn't added earlier, but it's here now. So that's great news. Last but not least, of course, we have your guys' user comments. We're always down there reading them and interacting with you guys, so please continue to leave them, and maybe we'll feature it in the next episode. Our first one here comes from Ethan Kirby, who's quoting me, and he says, "Transit, that's a fan favorite map." Yeah, okay, bud. And this was happening a lot on our last video. I'm getting flamed in the comments, and that's okay, because just like World War II, I will defend it. The problem is I might have spoke for everyone and said, oh yeah, everyone loves this map, but I think a lot of people love to hate it, which is probably the issue, is where I'm mixing my words. I think more people might have liked Mob of the Dead, but I like Transit. It was way different, and it was kind of a pain in the ass, but when you played, that made for fun memories when you're playing with friends. It really took zombies players and made them feel like a fish out of water with the stupid bus, and if you walk in between certain areas, you're getting scratched alive by those little monsters. There was fun to be had, but yeah, okay. Maybe it's not everyone's fan favorite map of Black Ops 2. Sorry.
All right, our next comment was probably my favorite of our whole last video, which was how Modern Warfare fans and Cold War fans are more alike than you think, and that the yearly cycle is a true enemy. Celeb Alert said, "The one thing Activision really fears is Modern Warfare fans and Cold War fans. I've got your back, brother." Fist together. Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Everybody gets kind of screwed over by this yearly cycle in a certain way. Games aren't supported quite as long as people would love them to be. Maybe that's okay for people who fall off like a regular Call of Duty game, but some of the games, Modern Warfare in particular, recently have just been so fantastic, and people just want to keep going. They don't want to get off that for the yearly cycle. So here's hoping Modern Warfare gets some more support.
So we want to bring it back to you guys in the comments and ask, how do you think Warzone will go back to the 1980s. What is the event that you think will have to happen for this to occur? Let us know of your theories in the comments. Like the video if you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.